I'll see my introductions again because I just realised I was muted. It is hello and welcome everyone to the Ricard circuit for this week's ACC. It was in practice for that last 2 minutes. Just getting things set up. Obviously, one thing I forgot was my sound. But now qualifying has begun, so as I was also saying, if you came here to watch cars going through an extremely long straight, you came to the right place because we've got no chicanes in the middle of the main straight tonight. It's just a flat run down to the difficult twist 8 final section. Where if you make a mistake in these cars you probably could get yourself overtaken, not just in catching up and being stuck behind you. Also, if anybody's got improvements and hints and tips for myself to improve bringing this to you guys, I'd happily take them. Still new to ACC in terms of the spectator mode and whatever else, so hopefully we'll be able to get that better. I have found one way of getting the different angles to use, but unfortunately that means I'm stuck with just one of the cars, which is a bit useless really. So so we'll see how that will play out, but hopefully we'll be okay. And yeah. So, we're just on a couple of outlaps. We are on board with Wesley at number 99. I had a decent race last time around, although did get a little bit stuck in the midfield. Also, just so you know, I may sound a little bit different. A couple of teeth out a few days ago, unfortunately. So, and yeah, so I might still sound a wee bit different from that. But anyway, Wesley now starts his flying lap, flying down to turn 1 here and clipping the apex nicely through turn 2 as well. Run straight through that, past the other driver, whoever that was, on a slow lap. It was Timmy. And through, let's see, turn 3, 4. This is definitely what I remember. we'll get back the cameras on that. Let's get slowly around this bend out of a corner and through the 90-degree corner straight onto the long straight that we got here. So it'll be about halfway down this straight you would usually see if you're used to Formula 1 anyway. At that chicane there that we just went flying right through. We'll be going to the flat out in Formula 1, but not sure if it'll be in these, probably not. To this corner here, start of the, and again, like I said earlier, but you missed it, really twisty section where you can really gain loads of time, but you can also lose loads of time as well, which can provide difficulty. And maybe in these cars produce more overtaking opportunities than just at the end of the straight. Coming through to the final corner, the old pits entrance for this lot, but we will not be seeing that on this run, because it's a run to the line and the time of a 1:55.9, quicker than I think anything you've seen in the practice session, which Philip topped. So we'll go on board with the 163 driver, knocking over a cone. Wesley has been pushed back just slightly by Bruma and Barney, who have set quicker times. Not by much, it's only 3/10, it's actually quite close. As Philip comes around, only 15 minutes for qualifying, and the lap is almost 2 minutes long, or 2 minutes long if you're Vendetta in the 91 car. We're still on board with Phil, but we've seen loads of other cars, as you can see, going much slower, but Phil was the quickest in practice. What can be his first timed lap in qualifying be? We'll see in a minute, because apparently that was an outlap. One of the things I hate about not showing you if it's an outlap or not. Let's have a little look. Where's Bosmos? He's at the start of the long straight as Bosmos. And Mickey, he's closer to the finishing line. Again, not sure if he's on an in or an out lap, but we do have, we got a yellow flag, which has gone quite quickly, so hopefully that wasn't anything big. So Mickey comes through the final section. It's actually into the final corner. Come through there with Wesley right behind him, picking up slipstream at this point and actually going to pass him. So Mickey may be struggling a little bit as Wesley goes fastest and little Mickey goes slowest. Cosmos, we'll jump back on board with him. Oh, sliding on the rear through there. You may have just noticed that, and he's coming through to complete a lap. We've definitely got sliding on the rear in the penultimate corner, and only into 7th. Philip, who's coming round, as I said earlier, was quickest in that practice session, although it was much slower than these qualifying times that we're now seeing set. Brent yet to set a time as well, so we may want to look out for that too. Number 6, 163, and Philip coming to the line with a time of, I think it must have been invalidated somehow, yeah. So that was the second run, and it definitely not came up as a time for Philip. With Brent, 38, a little bit, it does seem like it's a bit snaky through this back section for some of the drivers, but luckily for these lot, they have been able to really handle it quite well. And Brent, with that, puts himself into 4th place, 1.2 seconds behind Oh, Wesley's put himself into the pits. So Wesley with a sneaky wee slipstream has found himself and got himself just about into the pit lane, but has got himself pole position at the moment. 7 minutes to go. Will this be to set a lap? Yes he will. The number 87 coming to try and snatch back pole. He does by about 2/10, so 155.227 back on pole, and it's Bruma right behind him is actually the one that he's on pole by. Wesley drops once again back down to third. These three fighting out for that pole position, and it seems to be Barney and Bruma, at least on their last run, seem to have the better run of it, although Wesley is by no means out of it. Brent is kind of on his own. Yeah, over a second behind the top three, but 4/10 in front of Cooper. Oh, so look at who's that? Someone's just completely destroyed. There we go. Philip eventually does get a lap on the board and goes within 1/10, not within, but almost just 1/10 behind pole position. So it's a four-way fight there now going on. No surprise with Philip's time that he set in the practice session to go quicker. Alright, Mickey's well off the pace. He'll be a bit annoyed with himself, I'm sure. He would like to be a bit closer to the back being Bosmos, Vendetta, and Nailboy. That's 11th, 10th, and 9th. Ainz is kind of again another one in no man's land in 8th. A good 4/10 behind the top of the next car, but a good 8/10 ahead of Nailboy. Quite close between Cooper and Timmy. I said Tommy earlier, it's Timmy. And then Brent on his own and Flip. Just watching somebody. The Black Mamba yet to set a time. Well, same with Bolgarowski and Sam. Sam who's in the pits and had it worked out quite well last time. Black Mamba gets out the way. Bolgarowski coming through as well. I think these are on out laps really. Hard to tell. Oh, there you go. Phelps just went top. Sorry for missing that, mate, but that's 2/10 for Philip. He's went a 55, almost flat. 2/10 ahead of Barney, who's also in the pits. So let's look. I think Black Mamba's got a lot to show still, and yet he is only now really coming around. Hopefully you'll be able to set a lap this time. 3.5 minutes to go. And well, let's see, it looks a little bit slow really, but and Brent going wider, but I don't know if that actually makes it quicker. And yeah, right now I want to keep on board with Black Mamba, but I'm keeping an eye on what other cars could be doing as well. But I think Black Mamba, like I said, it's got more to offer and can seriously challenge possibly the top 4, if not certainly that midfield. I think definitely that midfield, or definitely. Oh, and off the circuit goes Mamba, and well, that was definitely lost him time. Wesley, I think, has got closer to Bruma, but not surpassed him. still in 4th place. But Black Mamba coming to end his lap. Brent right behind him as well, so we'll see what Brent can do. But yeah, Black Mamba coming round. I am not entirely sure this will be valid. After running wide. No, it is. It is valid, and it's put... no, it's not, sorry, it's not valid. It's bugger off because it's set a time. So let's see, yeah. Brent did... yeah, Brent definitely... No, he didn't improve his time. He's still 4 tenths ahead of Cooper, who is out there as well. Black Mamba and Sam in the pits, and not enough time to get back out for them, so Black Mamba will definitely be starting 14th. Philip is believing that the time he's got will get him pole position. He's in the pits as well. Let's see, actually, yeah, Wesley. He's still in a shout for that pole, but needs to make up quite a bit of time. Bruma, Barney, yeah, so Bruma's coming around. He gets a little bit squeamish there, but right behind each other really. Wesley coming through. He'd be hoping to at least put some sort of a charge for a higher place. If not, that pole position, he should get an extra lap as well, because there's half a minute left if he really needs it. Wesley coming to the line, and he's 99. But will it be enough? It's enough for 3rd, but Bruma's right behind him. Will it be will Bruma's time jump him into 3rd as well, or even higher? Let's see. No, he's in 4th. Barney's coming behind. He's looking to clinch back that pole position that he lost to Philip. It's only 2 tenths, so it shouldn't be a problem. We have got the countdown timer now, so this will... It's the end of qualifying. These laps are the final laps. So Barney, he comes into the pits. He wasn't improving. Oh, there is a yellow flag out there. I'm not sure who for. It wasn't for Wesley. He was still going. Few drivers in. It's actually Timmy improves his time and passes Brent, who's in the pits. So maybe a bit more of a battle there. As, that's much better lap there for Timmy. Boomer coming down the street, so is Wesley. This is a direct fight. There's only 6 thousandths between these two. And if the both of them are coming into the pits, well, I'm still going to make it interesting. Wesley coming through the final sector. It does look like Bruma is slowing. Whereas, no, he wasn't. That was another car just getting out of his way. Hopefully did get out of his way. Wesley coming through. Still got blue flags, and that was one thing that was made clear after last week's race. Yes, blue flags, you get out of the way. Hopefully that has been adhered to more. Yellow flags somewhere, but Wesley only 4 tenths. It's quite big actually behind pole, but any improvement this lap for Wesley? No. And Bruma, no as well. Hopefully everyone remembers to click to drive. So we just wait right now. There we go. So unlike last week, yeah, unlike last week, I'm prepared for the start. Which will be starting in a minute and 40. So, as you can see our grid, it's Philip in first, joined by Barney on the front row, Wesley third, Bruma fourth, Timmy will start fifth ahead of Brent, which was a blinder lap at the end by him. Cooper and Ains, 7th and 8th. Then it's Nelboy and Vendetta. Bosmos got 11th, Bogorowski 12th. Mickey will start 13th, and Black Mamba and Sam both weren't able to set lap times. They start 14th and 15th. Black Mamba did try, but didn't manage to get one. Didn't manage to get a lap in. So let's see what happens. Really, we've got 50 seconds till we get going. And yeah, so we'll be keeping an eye. Let's see. I think we get a formation lap to start off, if I remember correctly.
30 seconds.
30 seconds to go. Still waiting.
20 seconds.
Won't be long now, and it's the pressure building on the drivers as they wait for the start of the race.
10 seconds.
You'll be able to launch very soon, and we will get this thing underway. There we go, and as I suspected, it is a formation lap first. The nerves continue to build for the drivers who've been looking forward to this one all week. It's been a lot. I would definitely say, from what I've read, a lot more practice has went into this week's race. Philip's slowing right down, realising the gap to the cars behind is quite big. I think, was there a contact there between Wesley and... Yeah, there's some drivers, it's actually really... There was big gaps, but now you've seen... Sam's right off the back. Looks like a... but yeah. It looked like he was, but really hasn't. So yeah, I think Philip went off a lot quicker than anyone else. Slowed right back up to make sure he wasn't sitting in the grid for a long time. The PSI tyres and the tyre temperatures are obviously extremely important all throughout the race, but also particularly at the start of the race. You won't want to be you won't want to have any issues of waiting and sitting on the grid for ages, but Wesley getting a little bit impatient almost. Philip actually then goes off a little bit. Commentating on a formation lap is fantastic. And it will be a long one. I mean, it's 2 minutes almost for a full lap in qualifying. The fastest lap obviously was a 1 minute 55 flat by Philip. We'll see what he can pull off in the race. If we just watch all the drivers continue down this long straight. And eventually get to the bottom of it, which we are now at. Crawling speeds at the moment. And hopefully, well, hopefully this won't take too much longer. Until we get this race underway. It's a 40-minute race, same as last week. Next week will be the first round of an endurance type race, which The race will start at 7 o'clock and be 2 hours long. That'll be from 7 till 9 with, I think, I had to check this, half an hour qualifying, if I'm right, at 6:30. I can't remember if I'm spot on, to be honest. I think it might be the qualifying at 7 and then 2 hour race after that. So it'll be, like I said, longer race next week for the endurance championship, this being the speed, the second round of the speed race. No longer in practice, but we are here at Paul Ricard with the race finally about to get underway. This has been an extremely long formation lap, and Philip decides to try and slow it right down, and the rest of the grid has absolutely none of it.
Green light, go, go, go.
And here we go, it's the, what do we have here? Yep, we have the flying start. So here we go, race is underway. Who's going to get a good start? Tom gets a good start, actually. Nothing into turn 1. Not, at least no damage into turn 1 would be fantastic. Looks like we're all getting through that okay. And Cooper coming up the inside of the Tommy. But Brent's there as well, actually. Brent, it gets past both. Tommy with an accident, and there's contact. Tommy just losing the car, and yeah, he's going to go flying down the field. We have got an issue with timing screens. Gosh, Tommy is not leading this race. It is Philip, who is followed by Barney by 6/10 lead already, and now we've got the rightful gaps. Shame for Tommy, Little Mickey getting a hell of a slipstream, so is Bogarovsky, and through goes Little Mickey. That's Sam getting a great start to this race. So Black Mamba already up to 9th, so that's good for him. Swap spaces, and that's essentially Sam getting overtaken by other cars, and is that him well off the track as well. Bogarovsky up the inside. This is a battle right down at the bottom of the pack. Let's go back up. He's in 7th, and he's trying to chase after Cooper. So that he is safe for now. Let's go to the front. Brent got through the troubles that we saw when he was just ahead of it, and unfortunately for Tommy blunders, ironically having a bit of a mare. They're losing it and actually hitting the back of someone else. It may have been Vendetta. I think it might have been, I'm not entirely sure actually. Yeah, I've got to say sorry to Black Mamba for missing his meteoric rise from 14th to 9th. Sam, after getting a good start, is back down towards 14th. But yeah, Brent not really making an impression on the top 4. Philip kind of driving away now, and it's really Bruma and Leslie trying to keep an arm's distance to Marnie. In fact, they want to close in. And what's happening right now is that, and I wish we could get closer. Yeah, it's Leslie really closing in on Bruma, but not quite close enough to make any move at the moment. Although as they keep bringing each other closer and start fighting, that might give Brent and others behind a little bit of a chance to get the job done and get closer. But these two are really closing in on the car head as well. behind. Just look at the gap to the leader. It's just over a second, which is quite comfortable, I think, for Philip, at least at the moment. Any mistake though, and yeah, that'll bring the next two cars right onto Barney Brummer, and Wesley will be all over him. The Black Mamba has made another overtake as well, up to 8th on Bosmos, as we are watching the front battle. So he'd be trying to get through. Oh, there's Cooper and Hines. I noticed that they must be close because we're getting no gap for Cooper. We now do. And hopefully, for Hines' sake, he can get past Cooper. But it's a good start really for Hines, unlike last week where he was the first to be involved in an incident. I was completely out of the race from that point onward, as he tried to grab the slipstream from Cooper. It's not strong enough quite yet. It's Black Mamba. Oh, there's Nailboy trying to make a move. Oh, that Bosmos is just sliding through the corner. Got close to Black Mamba. Nailboy continues to kind of chase it down. So this is the surprisingly actually kind of a battle for 6th. Black Mamba doing a great job. That's why I was surprised. Wesley, let's see, Wesley's not close enough. None of these guys are close enough now, and the gap gets bigger at the front between each of the drivers. It looks smaller on the map. Is that going to be is this going to be Nailboy's chance? Not quite, still a bit too far behind, but when we get to the big long main straight, Nailboy arguably should be passed. Only 3/10 behind, he's arguably closer than that now. The number 72, and you can see Hines just hit. Oh, Hines did get Cooper. Oh gosh, I've got to pay attention a bit more, obviously, because Cooper has been overtaken by Hines, and Hines already pulled a 2.5 second gap to him. So Cooper holding up these drivers quite obviously with that. But that, well, we'll see, because he's actually driving not badly whatsoever. He's just slower, and actually no, Nailboy could get through. Come on, camera angle. He's still not close enough as Nailboy. Oh, Cooper's round. Cooper spun it. And there we go. There's your mistake. Bosmos has lost it. Nailboy, be careful. And he is. And Nailboy goes through and takes 9th. Cooper's lost it, so it's actually 8th. Bosmos. Sam's on his way through as well now. Past Bosmos. So yeah, there we go. Wait for this to fix itself, but Cooper, with his spin, instigated a big loss, and he's way back in 14th, and possibly going to get overtaken by Mickey as well. He is not in 7th. There we go. All the other cars are okay. I think it was a spin. Right, there we go. Just be fixing ourselves here. Black Mamba under pressure from Nailboy, who is on a charge still. Managed to avoid issues. Mamba's off. Nailboy will go through. And take the position. So Nailboy's up to 6th now. Hines really, he's managed to avoid all this by passing Cooper earlier. He's up in 6th place. Let's have a wee look at the battle for 3rd as well. It's Wesley and Brummer. finally started pulling away. And actually, I think that Wesley's quite close to Bruma. They both don't go off. We've been going for what, 10 minutes, 9 minutes. Just over 9 minutes, almost half an hour to go. And Wesley still stuck behind Bruma, who overtook him off the start. And we've seen the incidents happen behind. Black Mamba has actually been overtaken by Nailboy, presumably down the straight. So good job by Nailboy, got himself now up to 7th place and past Black Mamba. Sam's got himself up to 9th. Bosmo's spitting but got himself in 10th. And 2 other spinners that we've had, which are Timmy and Cooper, down in 13th and 14th. Nailboy now pressured on Black Mamba. It's switched the pressure. The pressure is now on Nailboy. Rhines will be happy to have avoided that. Not that he'll know at the moment what exactly he's avoided, but he could have been involved with another incident where he managed to get past Cooper earlier, and Mickey is now overtaken Cooper, so I'm going to imagine, considering the gap already, that that was an incident as well. We do have Black Mamba right on the back of Nailboy, and almost to his side there. We're going to have a run down the straight. I think Mamba will get him. I don't think there's really anything, unless Nailboy's got a better straight line speed setup. It would have to be a hell of a lot better. And you know what? He isn't really making much of an impression, is he? There's Black Mamba. Come on, let's see. Yeah, there's not much of an impression. It's about the same gap. Oh, but then through the corners, Mamba gets closer, and actually, because of how close he still was, he actually goes off the track a little bit. To the side, looking to make a move, but Nailboy just kind of parking on the racing line. No mistakes by Nailboy, allowing him to continue to defend that position very, very nicely. 7th place. He defends to Mamba. Bigger gap now, and Sam is closing on the pair of them. And just having a look there, the camera just automatically on itself switched to Wesley and Bruma for 3rd place. Let's see, because I think someone might have spun again. I think either Tommy spun again. No, maybe not. Maybe I'm just being stupid. Anyway, Wesley's coming down the straight right behind Bruma, and still behind Bruma. They're just finding absolutely no way to overtake. Really to the extreme edges of the track, both drivers, but nothing, absolutely nothing can be done between these two. They're so evenly matched around the entire circuit. And it's a drive through for track limits for Black Mamba. Track limits getting breached far too many times by Black Mamba, and has been given a drive-through penalty. Is that Philip in the pits? Or is that Philip spun? I think Phillips spun, you know. I'm sorry I've missed that, but I wasn't expecting it. Phillips now down in 4th after spinning the car. Absolutely unbelievable. And that is a big let-off, and it's another, no, it's not another drive-through, it's a let-off, and warning to take a pen. Oh, that is a big shame for Philip. He had the pace over all of them, but it's like I said earlier, the next 3 in the track were close enough for if there was a mistake, it would be enough. And it absolutely has proven to be enough, as Philip has spun and lost the car. I wonder if he's got damage as well, but yeah, he's down in 4th, still ahead of Brent, so he hasn't lost amazing amounts of time. What he needs to do is try and close in that 6 seconds that he's lost. We're about to enter the pit window. Yep, there we go. It's a 10-minute pit window. Every one of the drivers must pit for fresh tyres during this time. So they only have a few laps actually. I mean, I'm going to bring it up a lot now, but I do feel really bad for Philip. Essentially dominating the race, because I don't think there was any chance of him being overtaken. It's particularly why I wasn't following him to catch any instant of spin, because I thought he's way out. Let's watch the other cars that are much closer, who are battling possibly with each other, but in the end, it's Phil. We should have been watching. Still are watching him, but yeah, let's see. Gaps widening between Leslie and Bruma. Barney obviously now in the lead, but getting caught now as Bruma senses a chance to win the race. Brent now in 4th after the pit by Phil. I wonder if he's going to be refueling as well. There's Ainz is now into 5th as well. Nellboy will be in 6th. It's a 30-second stop and go for Black Mamba for speeding in the pit lane. Oh, this race just gets bad to worse for Black Mamba. Cooper at the back. Someone's left. Yeah, someone's left. We had 15, we now have 14. This is the drop from 1st to 4th with the first spin, and now with the pit stop to 11th, although Black Mamba. With Bosmos, Bogorovsky and Cooper all in the pits. Trying to work out who left. I should make clear that all the drivers were told that you don't leave during the race, you must finish, because it did cause issues last week with big massive disconnects with a lap to go, which meant the results were taken from the lap before. But what we do have here is Sam travelling much quicker than Nellboy, closed right in on him, and I think one or both of these guys are about to pit, but not this lap. So I think Sam's going to make his way past Nellboy. We've not been able to really. It's crazy to see. Here we go. Yeah, Sam trying to go side by side through the first corner. Nellboy just a little bit too far behind. This is now for 5th as Ainz is pitted. Allowed side by side. The number 7 has got the racing line. Is partially ahead. Wrong driver there, Robert. Through he goes. Sam takes the 5th place from Nellboy. And Cooper has been lapped, I think that means, which is a big shame for him, but he continues going like Mamba after a seriously big run through the field. Has a 30-second stop and go. 6 minutes left of the pit window. Tommy actually up in 7th. I think he's yet to pit. Philip down in 11th, but he won't be after that. There's a few people in the pits and the timing screen's yet to update. Barney pulled back away. Wesley, so we've got big gaps at the front. None of them have pitted yet. Philip in 8th now that it's fixed. Boy seemingly losing a lot of time to Sam. Is that Brent? Stop and go done by... Oh, Brent's out of fuel, isn't he? That's what this is. Brent's completely screwed up his fuel strategy. Oh gosh, that is...
We are halfway through.
Halfway through the race. 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes, 20 minutes to go. Sam in the pits. Snellboy in the pits. Wesley and Bruma in the pits. And Brent crawling. He's decided to... You don't have to... You can fuel to the brim if you want. There's no mandatory fuel stop. There is mandatory tyre stops. And unfortunately Brent has went 1 lap too much. Sam's in the pits. Let's see, does this help? That won't help Brent. Phil's already through. Oh, the 99. Wesley's got a drive through. No, he's not. He's got even worse. It's a 30-second stop and go penalty Wesley's got. Sitting in about 3rd right now. That will lose him tons of places. Brent stopped. They automatically go to the pits after that. But yeah, Brent stopped on the track completely out of fuel. And that is not something I think I've ever seen before. So, Philip got himself back up into 4th. Pitting early has really helped him because he's closed that gap on Wesley, who now has a 30-second stop and go. So I'll please wait for at least a podium for Philip. He'll be after Bruma. Or after that. Let's see the gap that Barney has. It's not massive. Sorry, it is actually quite massive. It has... Yeah, there's now a lot of cars between. There's a lot of cars being lapped or about to be lapped by the looks of it. Brent 2 laps down. He's still in the pit lane. It's definitely race over for Brent, which is a shame for him. Just that's what misjudging your fuel strategy will do to you. Mamba's in the pits as well due to the stop and go. Wesley's not taking the stop and go now. He has to take it within 2 laps. Philip about to go past. Not quite. Let's keep an eye on this. Philip would have loved it if Wesley just jumped into the pits. This is not Wesley's battle anymore with that penalty. But of course he would, I'm sure he would love to just keep the battle going. Bit of fun. Philip would just like to go right past him. A little mistake there. It's a stop and go in front and Philip's got the pace. And just wants and needs. And it's the last chance this guy had to pit, and he eventually takes it. He would have been out of chance to pit if he went 1 more lap, so he's done the opposite to what Philip did. And let's see what it does. Look at that slipstream. He's really pulling alongside. We can't see at the moment. We can now. Philip about to sneak through into the corner. Wesley goes a bit wide, and I think Philip is going to sneak through. No, he doesn't. There's just about enough room there, and now through he goes. No, there's contact, and Wesley's round. Philip's round. Oh, there we go. Wesley, Philip come together, and that is Philip's chance of a comeback in this race for a win anyway, and probably second over. He'll probably still get third by quite a distance, but that wasn't what he was aiming for. Contact between Philip and Wesley. Okay, burning back out. The yellow, I think, but as Wesley now comes in to take his drive-through, Mamba's in the pit.
The pit window is closing now.
And the pit window is now closed. 15 minutes to go off the race. Black Mamba in the pits. Maybe that's what the yellow flag was for. Maybe there was another. Oh, Brent. Oh, Brent's pitting. It's been a bad one for these guys. Heinz will be a little bit happy. Yeah, that's seems like race leader Barney, who won last week's race. Another good pit strategy. I think less fuel to take on. Chance that it was actually no. It may have even been no. Oh, come on, you've been told not to leave. And that is actually what Brent has done. Mickey in the pits as well, and I'm not really sure what for. 13.5 minutes to go. Big gaps. Philip in thirds. That contact, that spin with. So yeah, with. I think we've got. No, there we go. There's Wesley, who's done his drive-through down in 10th. Who I was right behind Bolgarovsky. This is probably something to watch if we want some action. Big gaps everywhere. Oh, there's a crash. That's a. And we only caught after any contact was made. Wesley was behind Bolgarovsky at the beginning of the corner. Bolgarovsky was backwards by the next shot that we got. No idea what happened there. As Wesley continues on. And ahead of Bolgarovsky. Okay, so yeah, spin didn't help Philip, crash didn't help Philip. Strategy didn't help him. Barney, I don't even know. I think he might have just took full fuel. There, I got that out eventually. With 11.5 minutes to go. It's a big lead. Maybe we can see, and this is the gap between the drivers as well, so it's not even close to any battles now. Wesley lost a ton of time with Bolgarovsky as well. What we do have, which could be rocking our way, is Bosmos and Melboy for 6th place. Bosmos getting some sort of act back together. We've also got Timmy, who probably at that, at the beginning of the race, thought that was him, it was over, he was done. He's only 3.5 seconds away from what is now going to be a battle for 6th place, which is a roundabout where he spun out from. Sam has had an impressive race from the back. We start with 15.2 of left. I'm sure someone's going to be moaning about that, and hopefully we won't have this repeat of last week with mass disconnections at the very end. Mamba, I think I was coming out of the pits. Yeah, there we go. Yes, so Tommy here is actually closing. He's closing quicker on Bossmos than what Bossmos is to catching Nellboy. And there's somebody behind him, but that's Mamba, who at least is 4 laps down to the leader. I think that's probably about accurate. Unfortunately, maybe in a crash as well. Wesley, let's see, 16 seconds Wesley is behind this battle. Oh boy, it's Tommy, it's Bossmos. Hopefully they'll start to converge and get a little bit closer than this, so we can get a bit more action in the last 10 minutes of the race. We have seen already the difficulties in overtaking. Bossmos, ooh, half spinning there. Was closing in on Nellboy, probably still is. Timmy, sorry. Closing in on Bossmos. So this still could get very interesting in the last 9 minutes of the race. I think they will be heading for what is around 19-20 laps, which is probably around where I expected, considering the lap time. Bossmos coming down to turn 1. Timmy right behind him. I think this is going to get really interesting now. Timmy's clearly quicker than Bossmos, and Bossmos is a little bit stuck up behind Nellboy as well. I'm not saying Nellboy's slower, because it's taking him a bit of time to even get within a second. Oh, Wesley's off. Wesley's had a big off and has now been lapped. And Bolgarovsky. Oh yeah, it is a big off, because in comes to the pits Wesley. Bolgarovsky goes through. Nellboy, there we go. I need to get this some looks. There's Timmy looking for the move. Straight down the straight. He's already side by side. Will he make? He's on the right line to make this last. In fact, he's already through by the time we get to the end of the run, and Timmy is now on the back of Nellboy. I was actually thinking, is he going to actually go after and attack Nellboy into the corner? Not quite close enough for that. And the mistake there brings Bossmos right back into him and gives Nellboy a little bit of breathing room. Wesley in the pits. Nellboy clearly having a mistake, and Timmy using the curbs to go right past Nellboy for P6. Now Nellboy might not be amazingly happy about that, because he could have been off the track. I'm pretty sure he was off the track. That's giving Bossmos the run. Nellboy struggling through that final sector, particularly the final corner as well, and that means Nellboy loses the place to Bossmos, who he's been defending from the entire race, or at least recently in the race. That is some bad news there for Nellboy, who was holding on to 6th place quite well until, I would suspect, a few mistakes allowing Timmy to sneak his way through. And then another mistake, and obviously with Timmy just sneaking his way through for the final corner, allowing Cosmos to get the run that he's been looking for a long time to get past Nail Boy. There's Black Mamba crawling around in 13th. As well, Wesley is out of the pits now. He's having a race here with Cooper, and there's more contact, and he just overtakes him off the track. Wesley is actually lapped by Cooper, I believe, so I'm not really sure how nice that was, but Cosmos starting to pull away from Nail Boy, and obviously Timmy, who has been quicker than them, pulling away as well. I want to see Philip's gap. It's a 10-second lead the Barney's got, nothing to really look at there. There's 11 gaps back to Philip from Bruma as well. Ings in 4th, he'll be delighted, believe me, he'll be smiling. Just keep it concentrated and get that done, do not make a mistake, please. Sam 5th, well, like I said, excellent race for him. Stayed out of the wards. Not had an off. Black Mamba back into the pits. He's doing a good job, and he's in 5th place. 16 seconds behind Ines. Timmy, oh my god. Well, we just seen it there, him making his way through Cosmos and Nail Boy. He had a spin on the first lap and he came back to 6th, so that's a good recovery drive, one that Cooper hasn't managed to do, but he's down in 10th. Bogarowski probably back back in 9th, and he's got Wesley, who doesn't seem to have a problem right now pushing his way through drivers that he is actually lapped by. I think some drivers won't be happy with it. Bogarowski earlier won't be happy if that incident, we'll see later, it was a collision between the two that was caused one way or the other. But yeah, Bogarowski in 9th, Cooper 10th. Right behind this, so he's ready to pounce if anything does happen. Mickey in 11th, Wesley in 12th, and Black Mamba in the pits in 13th. Oh, not again. It's the same corner. This time Wesley gets side by side. Bogarowski's still ahead. Oh no. Bogarowski's still ahead. Not off there. I think Bogarowski just lets Wesley go through. Safety first for Bogarowski. It doesn't matter about Wesley. He's in 12th. Who cares? As long as it doesn't lose you too much time to your opponent, Cooper, who is coming up behind. Two minutes to go. I said that about 18 minutes ago when I meant to say 20. But yeah, 2 minutes to go of this race plus a lap. So let's see. I think the leaders are literally just starting a lap. Yeah, there you go. Barney slowed this right down and gets a nudge. You better slow down so he doesn't get a penalty at the end. But yeah, he got a bit of a nudge there from Bogarowski, which has probably damaged Bogarowski in fact, because here comes Cooper. Yeah, I think Barney just trying to take it easy to the end. You've got to remember, when you do that, you've got other cars who you have lapped who will then start catching you. And look at the pace by which Bruma is catching as well. Yeah, and all the stuff that Bogarowski's had to put up with at the end of this race, towards the end of this race, it's going to cost him 9th place. I don't think he'll be too keen on what Barney did there, although was that Bogarowski's fault though? I'm not sure. But there you go, losing 9th place to Cooper, who takes 9th. Mickey's too far behind to take advantage, I think. Oh, and they're still going on this attack for 9th place. Hellboy Cosmos' gaps are getting wider. I think what Barney might actually be doing is trying to make sure that this race does not go 2 more laps. Is this a fuel conservation idea? Because if he does get... Oh, that could be what it is. Trying to make sure the race only goes...
The leader's on final lap now.
There we go, it's going to be the last lap. Barney's made sure it's only 1 last lap now. So that's probably what it was. Not that we can tell, unfortunately, but I think that's what it was. He's trying to go slower these last laps to make sure it wasn't 2 laps at the end, because he would have ran out of fuel, would be my guess. We might find out later, but I think that's what was happening. Oh, here we go. Bruma trying to make his way through the battling traffic. Bogarowski and Cooper. Gets through, but of course it will have cost some time. No doubt about that, Bogarowski. Let's see if he can get back past Cooper. He probably won't, as Cooper gets his own slipstream from the back of Bruma. Oh, hold on, that was much closer. No, it's not going to be anything, unfortunately. Let's go. Barney's about to take his 2nd win. And what a win it will be. Bruma will come in for 2nd a bit later on. It did close in towards the end, but yeah. Luckily no disconnection so far. I do think this was a fuel strategy to go that slow at the end to make sure it only lasted 1 more lap, and it worked. And your winner,
The leader has finished the race.
is Barney once again. Bruma to come across and take the checkered flag in 2nd. And Philip, due to multitude of things now, will only take 3rd, although that is a hell of a good performance after what happened. Hines will be delighted to come through and take... Bogarowski and Cooper were lapped, by the way, so they have taken 10th and 9th, with Cooper finishing just ahead of Bogarowski. Philip takes the 3rd place. Through comes Hines. He'll be delighted to take 4th. Sam, it's a great recovery drive, and in the end it's for 5th. If I'm back qualifying, or even no qualifying, 5th place, and let's see, he's weaving to the line. He is happy. 5th place after a bad qualifying. He must be happy with that. And 99 gets the drive through. Penalty again, that's Wesley. Mickey gets, what is that, plus, what the heck? Tommy comes through in 6th. Again, a great recovery drive from him. It's Cosmos to take 7th. Nellboy will come to take the 8th and final place to actually be taking. Black Lamba's in the pits. He'll finish this race in the pits. Wesley is a drive through. Once again, 21 laps. Your winner is that great liveried light blue orange bombing car with Bruma in 2nd and Philip in 3rd. That is your podium for tonight's race. And now you know the two that left. It was Vendetta, which I'm not sure exactly why, and Brent that left. Right, Black Mamba having big struggles. It ends up 8 laps down he was actually in the end, the next car. But there you go. The results are in for this race. Ends again, like I said, we'll be delighted with 4th. And so I think we'll have a happy 4th, 5th and 6th in that. And Barney will happy with the lead, Bruno will be happy with 2nd. Philip, he'll probably not be happy with 3rd. But what can you do? That is racing at times. And after 21 laps and 40 minutes, Barney wins again. Next week it will be the Endurance Championship starting up in Spa in Belgium. That will be interesting. That's a 2-hour race with a 30-minute qualifying. 7 PM next week. The next race for this will be at Brands Hatch on, I believe it's October the 3rd. Unfortunately, I won't be here for that, and hopefully someone else will be available for that. But for now, I'll be leaving, and I hope you enjoyed tonight's race, and we can continue to enjoy some action next week in the Endurance as Sam goes into this. See you then.